Hey geometry students, this is the Unit 2A retake review. So I just realized this is Unit 2B retake review. I can read. We have a triangle, and there's a couple different ways you could do this. One is involving these arrows for the parallel lines, but I'm going to do it without it because I think it's a little more interesting. So I'm just going to kind of zoom way in so that I could focus on just this triangle. Because this triangle has those marks on the sides, so it's an isosceles triangle. I know that. I kind of wish I could turn my paper sideways so it looks like it's pointing up like a mountain. But remember, we said that the angles across from those congruent sides will be congruent angles, because big sides are across from big angles, small sides across from small angles, equal sides across from equal angles. So not only do I know that this is an isosceles triangle with two sides equal, I now know that there are two 80 degrees in this triangle. Those are the two base angles. And I can quickly now figure out this angle. So it's a triangle. If I add up all three angles in the triangle, 80, 80, question mark, I'm going to get 180 degrees. 80 plus 80 is 160, so 160 plus something totals to 180. That something must be a 20-degree angle, which is not asked, but it is directly across from Z. And when we are across from angles like that, remember in 2A, that unit we talked about vertical angles, it tells me Z would be a 20-degree angle. So I now know Z. I was trying to ignore those arrows, but I do need to use it at this point. And it's going to get kind of confusing because there's a lot of stuff in this picture. So I'm going to try and just highlight the important information. So the important parts of this picture, I'm going to currently use this parallel line and this parallel line. And then I need a transversal. I'm going to choose this transversal for no real particular reason. But I just traced in yellow both sides of the 80-degree angle. I just traced in yellow both sides of the X. I didn't trace both sides of any other angle that's marked in this picture. For example, this 80 has a yellow side, but the other side is still this teal color, so I'm not going to use it. Same thing for X. For Y, that is. I have a yellow side and a teal side. I'm looking for two yellow sides. I'm looking for what angles have been created by looking, whoa, what am I doing? Go away. Sorry. What two angles have I created by just using these yellow lines? So it condenses down to those two parallel yellow lines, and then a transversal. I traced this 80-degree angle and I traced this X. So I know it's a lot in this picture. That's why I try and redraw it so I can really focus on what I'm looking at. And what I see is 80 and X are not on the same side of this transversal. One is kind of below it, one's kind of above it. They are on alternate sides. Not only are they on alternate sides of the transversal, but they are both inside those two parallel lines. They are interior angles. And I know it's not something that was specifically new in this unit, but you do still need to know that alternate interior angles are congruent, which tells me that X would be an 80-degree angle. So now I could finish up this problem because there's multiple ways to do it. The way I'm going to choose to do it is to look at this whole straight angle. It's made up of X, my question mark, and my Y. So I'm going to add up the X angle, the question mark angle, and angle Y. Straight angles, straight lines, will always make 180 degrees. So I'm going to add the angles that I know and subtract them from 180. 180 minus 100 gives me 80 degrees for Y.